see you there. Welcome. I'm Aaron, and this is Nate. And today we're going to be interviewing people to see if they know basic elementary questions. Let's go.
All right.
Wait.
Okay.
So Danny, who is the second president of the United States?
John Adams.
You're right.
I know I'm right.
Who is getting? Oh, sorry, hold on. We're gonna start.
Oh my god.
Do you just have a microphone
Yes.
of your iPod taped onto a real microphone?
Okay, you know what?
Yes, sir. We're on a budget here. We go to GCC.
Depressing budget.
Can you just ask the question?
Okay.
I have a real mic.
Who is given credit for sewing the first American flag?
Betsy Ross.
Okay, good night. That's correct.
It's not even the iPhone 7.
I have it in my pocket.
Please just, oh my lord. Just,
All right.
Came to the wrong person.
What war did the British burn down the White House? Which war?
War of 1812. And it was actually the Canadians that burned it down?
all right, well, thank you for your
Yeah,
cooperation.
you're welcome.
Do you
Do
wanna?
you have more questions?
We do.
Okay, come here. Which amendment did the Constitution abolish slavery?
13th.
That's correct. And then the last one is...
Shut up, Josh.
Okay, the last one, it's not really a history question, but what does the word ratify mean?
Ratify?
Ratify. To ratify something.
Ratifying the Constitution was to put it into law, I believe, and it was like enough states had to like allow it to be passed for it to be accepted as the Constitution.
I mean, that's partially correct.
Okay.
The definition we have is to approve of something by vote. So basically, you kind of got that.
No, I definitely got
Okay,
it.
all right.
Follow-up question. Why are you at GCC if you are so smart?
I have no other options.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
I go here for free. That's why.
That's true. Yeah.
Me too. Goodbye.
All right. Thanks, Danny. It's
been nice talking.
Second president?
The second, not the first, but the second.
I don't know.
The answer is John Adams.
John Quincy.
John Quincy Adams, yeah.
That was I do.
Yeah. Who is given credit for sewing the first American flag?
Her name was.
You're correct with the her so far.
Yeah. I know her name, and I just can't think of it. It's one of those things where my mind is with doing this stuff. And
I feel.
I can't remember her name, but I do know.
It was Betsy Ross. And then, what war did the Canadians burn down the White House? It's the War of 1812. And then, which Constitution amendment abolished slavery?
That I should know. Is it the 17th Amendment?
It is not. It's the 13th Amendment. Yeah. And then the last question is, what does the word ratify mean?
Ratify? It used to approve of, to support, endorse. Whatever.
Yeah, that was right. You got 2 out of 5.
I'm getting better.
Yeah. What was your name, by the way?
Warren. Scott.
Warren. I'm Aaron. This is Nate, and that's Josh.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for being part of our video. Who is the second president of the United States?
George? No idea. No idea.
It was John Adams.
John Adams?
Yeah. Who is given credit for sewing the first American flag?
It was a woman.
Uh-huh.
It was a woman. Don't know her name.
It's Betsy Ross. I mean, like, once people hear it, they're like, oh, yeah, right.
Should have known.
And
Fifth grader
then,
knows this?
huh?
Fifth graders know this?
Yeah.
Oh.
What war did Canada burn down the White House?
What ward?
Yeah, which ward?
No idea.
It was the War of 1812.
Oh my.
And then, which Constitution amendment abolished slavery?
Oh, Oh. Fifth.
The 13th.
So I'm definitely not smarter than a fifth grader.
Well, the last question, you might get it,
Okay.
is what does the word ratify mean?
Ratify.
To ratify something.
To get rid of.
To approve of something by vote. So you have 0 out of 5.
I should probably go back to fifth grade.
Probably, maybe.
But let me teach you a little bit about physical therapy.
Who was the second president of the United States?
Okay, so John Adams.
That's correct,
Yes.
yeah. Who was given credit for sewing the first American flag?
For sewing? No, the painting was John Trumbull. I'm just gonna say something stupid. Benjamin Franklin.
It was Betsy Ross.
Oh, yes, I know this. Yes. Oh my God.
What war did Canada burn down the White House?
Canada burned down the White House. Okay. So I think is the word for slavery. Oh my God. Okay, that's independence. Oh my God, like to emancipate the slaves. I'm thinking that's that one, because there's.
got it.
Oh my God, what is it called? Because I know Canada worked with the North.
Are you thinking about the Civil War?
Yes.
It was the War of 1812 that they burned down the White House.
Yeah. No.
Well, that's okay because most people didn't even guess a war. So
Yeah.
Yeah, true. And then, which amendment of the Constitution abolished slavery?
Don't quote me on this one. I think it was the 13th.
Yes, that's correct. And then, what does the word ratify mean? To ratify something.
To ratify means to change.
Basically, yeah. You got 3 out of 5, and most Americans got like 0 out of 5.
That's insane.
Yeah.
They should listen to Hamilton.
Hamilton. So, who is the second president of the United States?
Second one?
Yes.
John Adams, is it?
That's correct.
My uncle's a history teacher.
Ah, there you go.
don't leave.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Skirt, skirt. Who is given credit for sewing the first American flag?
Who's getting credit for what? Sewing first American flag?
Betsy Ross.
That's correct.
Teamwork.
What war did Canada burn the White House down?
Burned White House down?
Yes, which war?
The war between Canada and United States?
Oh. That wasn't a war.
I don't know. I'm not good with wars.
It was the War of 1812.
I was gonna guess that, but I
Yeah.
was like,
Which amendment to the Constitution abolished slavery?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Which amendment to the Constitution abolished slavery?
15 or 16?
Do you have a guess?
How much was that?
I said 15 or 16.
13?
Yeah. And then the last question is, what does the word ratify mean?
Red. No, sorry.
It means extreme. Oh, wait, no. Ratify. Let me think. To enact upon?
It basically means to approve of something by vote. So, I mean, to act upon something, kind of, sort of.
Or like to change something. I don't know.
I don't know either.
We'll give it to you.
Yeah.
So how many was that? Like
So
like-
that was, for him, it was 1 out of 5. For her, it was like 3 out of 5.
Okay, it's not bad.
I passed.
Give me some math and I got it.
Oh, good. Who is the second president of the United States?
See, that's where I'm bad. I'm going with Adams.
That's correct.
I got lucky.
Who is given credit for sewing the first American flag?
Shoot, I got that right during my board and then immediately forgot it. I don't remember.
It's Betsy Ross.
Okay.
What war did Canada burn down the White House?
I don't have that one either.
It's the War of 1812.
Okay. I can tell you what year that was.
Right. Which amendment to the Constitution abolished slavery?
Nope.
The 13th.
Okay.
And then, what does the word ratify mean?
If you ratify something, it will be put in.
Basically, yeah.
To change or to vote on.
Yeah. And that's it.
All right, thank you.
So long since history.
You got 1 out of 5.
2 out of 2.
No, you got 1.
No, you got
well,
John
yeah, 2. 2.
2 out of 5. It's not
2
bad.
out of 5.
All right.
Got any math questions? Science?
No, sadly. But thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So the first question is, who is the second president of the United States?
The second one.
I mean, you're technically right, but I need a name here.
John Adams, wasn't it?
Yes. Who's given credit for sewing the first American flag?
Annie something.
Betsy Ross. What war did Canada burn down the White House?
It got burned down?
Yeah.
Shit. I'm not a patriot then. Ma'am, do you want to help? Phone a friend. Megan, don't come.
I'm not getting in this video.
You already are.
You should know this.
Wave.
Would you like to answer?
How old are you?
5.
19 subtracted by 1.
Okay, it was the War of 1812. Okay.
I'm just trying to like literally.
I don't know this shit.
Did you literally just say 18 plus 1 was, or no, 19 subtracted by 1 is 20?
No, you asked me how old
Okay,
I was.
moving on. Next question. Which amendment to the Constitution abolished slavery?
I want to say the 11th, but it's probably wrong.
It's the 13th. And then the last question is, what does it mean to ratify something? Ratify something.
To put rats on it.
No, sir. It means to approve of something by vote. Yeet.